Hello everyone, present here virtually. I am Rutuja here and I welcome you all for today's session which is titled as Preparing for Future Job Market. And presenting this session, we have with us our today's expert, Dr. Shad Ahmed Khan. Dr. Shad Ahmed Khan, currently he is serving in College of Business, University of Bahrain in Sultanate of Oman and is Chair of Staff Professional Development Affiliation and Linkage Committee. He is also the coordinator of MBA program offered by College of Business in the university. He is also on board of university committees including academic board, curriculum development, food manufacturing unit and university business incubation, acceleration and innovation center. Without wasting much time, you can start now, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rituja. It was indeed a pleasure and honor to be here today. Thank you so much for reaching me out and giving me this interesting topic that is preparing the youth for the future. Uh, as you said already, that without any further ado, we need to come back. We need to get on the topic. Thus, the presentation that I have prepared for you all is the corporate and future skills for employees at workplace. So the idea is that if you are able to fulfill the requirements of the future workplaces, there are high chances that you will be employable in future as well. Now, why are we talking about all these things? What are the future skills? All these things we need to understand and we need to decipher in between. Now, if I take you further, that what are future skills? You will understand that today in the modern times, the business world have identified that there is a disconnection between what we are taught inside the educational institutions, that is our universities and schools, and what are the requirements in the job market actually. Now, what they do is that once you complete your education, they take you for training and they spend a lot of money in training you. So ideally, what they are doing is that they are trying to make you fit for their job requirements. So they are training you, they are making you fit for their job requirements, and consequently, what happens is that they're spending a lot of money. So in idea, what happens is that many a times the education and the trainings and the theories and the practices that you have learned in your schools and your universities, many a time it becomes redundant for you. So there is actually a need to actually match the needs of the job market and to change the curriculum of our education institutions. But uh, considering that the aspects of the approvals, revisions, and the kind of bureaucratic setup that most of the countries has, it is very difficult to change the larger picture. It is very difficult to change the educational setup of the universities and colleges. The second method is that if people become proactive themselves and they upgrade themselves as per the job market. So somebody needs a specific skill and a person, let's say, I have that skill. So now what will happen is that I become very much employable as per their requirement. So now the problem is that the way technology is changing in the world, it is very fast. There are one set of people, if I take in a very small example, there are a small population of people who are developing technology every day. And there are 99% population on the other side, which is not prepared to embrace that technology. So 1% people on earth, they are working very hard in developing technology every day. And the technology is changing at a very fast pace. On the other hand, we have a larger section of society which doesn't want to change. And for them, it becomes really difficult. For example, without COVID-19, Zoom software was existing since long, on which we are conducting our sessions right now. But if COVID-19 would not have happened, I don't think Zoom would have become this much popular. I still remember when we were talking about online streaming or online video conferencing or something, we were thinking about Skype. Such a wonderful software was existing already, and we were not thinking about it. So what happens is that the way things are changing, it is unprecedented. It is changing at a fast scale. There are a lot of technological advances. The way demographics are changing. For example, Dubai, 90% population of Dubai belongs to the expatriate, does not belong to the local Arab population. The same thing applies to most of the countries, means most of the cities in the world. Their demographics is changing because people are migrating, looking for better opportunities, better kind of things. The way most of the economies are getting into depression, even more amount of migration is expected to happen. And in all these kind of scenario, the youth, which is looking for future job, is confused and he is appalled at what he's going to do in future. So let's start that there are few terms which you must have heard in the recent past years. Means these are the gift of the technology emergence. For example, social media marketing. We have a lot of social media influencers. This whole lecture will be also streamed on YouTube, and it might be maybe I will be influence some of you, so I'll be also be able to influence some of you as a social media influencer. There is something called as artificial intelligence, where you don't have to tell anything to the machine. Machine already understand. Machine says that, please, I understood what I have to do. You don't have to tell me. So that's the artificial intelligence. There is something called digital marketing, inbound marketing, lead nurturing, ideal customer profile, customer acquisition costs, work from home, virtual meetings, Internet of Things. So these are some of the new terms which have emerged in the recent years. And if you look closely, these terms were not existing in the previous decade. The year 2012, before 2012, these words were not existing. Many of these were not existing there. So the way things have changed now, it is largely because of the technological change. And therefore, we need to talk about future skills. And why we are talking about future skills, we need to take up the evidence-based framework. So what I'm going to show you is that the framework which has been adopted by a country, endorsed by a leading organization in the world, and how it is working right now. So let me welcome you to the Oman Future Skill Framework. And these are the two people, it's not my framework. These are the two people who should be accredited with creation of this framework. There is chairman of the initiative, His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masood Al Sunaidi. He happens to be the Minister of Commerce and Industry and Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council of Planning. And we have His Excellency Dr. Abdullah Al Sarmi. He is Undersecretary of Ministry of Higher Education, and he is one of the members. There are in total 14 members, but these two people have been spearheading the whole thing and the process. And they have created something which is called Oman Future Skills Framework. And this framework is endorsed by World Economic Forum. So World Economic Forum has endorsed it, and they have tried to create a public-private collaboration so that they can initiate this future skill initiative. And what they have done is that they have mandated everyone to develop the strategies and policies that is required to achieve the sustainable development in Sultanate of Oman. So these skills, they have been designed for Oman, but I believe that they are so good that they can be applied anywhere. And if you are able to have those skills with you, you will find that you are far more employable than as compared to the other peers that you have. So what is the mission of Oman Future Skills? It has to facilitate the public-private initiatives, which we call as PPIs, and they are trying to skill the program by private sector in the form of partnership, apprenticeship, coordination of curricula, career guidance, joint research projects, and other areas for potential collaboration between industry and academia. So as I mentioned, that there is a gap between academia and industry, the academics and industry, they are trying to fill that gap through this Oman Future Skill Initiative. How this initiative looks like, what things are taken into it, we'll try to take it into further. Now, when we talk about corporate skills, we basically have to identify one basic question, and that is, what is needed by the employees? What do needed by the employers? So what employers need, how are we going to solve it, and what things are required in future? Now just imagine, for example, when Jio was launched in India, it was launched with complete or robust amount of 4G technology. It, unlike other companies that were working in India that time, they invested money into buying 2G technology, they invested money in buying 3G technology, then they were investing money in buying 4G technology. Now, what Geo did, Geo entered fully dedicating itself into 4G technology. The entire amount of investment that Geo did was in 4G technology. And that investment was huge. It was 2.5 lakh crores, which was the combined total of the entire industry. So whatever industry has invested till that date, Geo invested that much amount of money single-handedly in 4G technology. And that was the cumulative total which people invested in 2G, 3G, and 4G. Now, when Geo is launching, they must have started, it does not happen all the way suddenly. It must have taken 3-4 years of planning. It must have taken some time to plan what kind of future workforce they require in future. So what happens is that if a company like Reliance can tell to the academic world that we want these kind of people prepared after 3 years. Now the people who are preparing engineers, who are preparing managers, who are preparing other technical guys, what they will do is that they will be preparing people considering the job market that has been given to them by Reliance Industry. And around thousands of people are now employed in Geo. So if they have this kind of collaboration with 1 or 2 universities where they can have that, okay, let's have a collaboration and we want this kind of people in future. And they have a very set parameter that if you have this skill, we will hire you. If you don't have this skill, we will fire you. So that means that Geo is giving their need to the market. And once that need is given to the market, the people prepare themselves for Geo, just like people prepare for IAS, PCS examination. You are preparing yourself to become somebody. So you leave, once you are done with your schooling or your education, you prepare yourself specifically. So that why it happens is because the curriculum which is taught to you is not sufficient to make you crack IAS and PCS examination. The same thing can happen in this kind of industries also. Now, why we are talking about this? It says that most of the employers globally, they think that too many graduates lack critical thinking skills. Okay. So people, they lack critical thinking skill. They don't have the ability to communicate. These are some of the basic skills. Okay. These are the basic skills. So one thing is that you prepare your youth as per the need of the organization. Second thing, at least give them the generalized skills, the bare minimum skills that they need. And if those skills are with them, they will be able to get themselves employed somewhere successfully. Okay. So the lack of critical thinking skill, lack of ability to communicate effectively, solve problems creatively, work collaboratively, adapt to changing priorities. So these are some of the things that people feel that right now it's lacking in the graduates. In addition to this, they say that there's something called a soft skill. It deficits in most of the people. And then comes the technical and hard skill associated with disruptive technologies such as artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things, blockchain technology, which is rapidly transforming the economic structures today and the business models and economy, and consequently the job market. So what Oman Future Skill does is that Oman Future Skill tries to create a generalized principles based on which the people can be prepared. So what they have done is they have tried to look into the aspects which can lead to a kind of a framework which appears like this. Now, if you see this whole set of skills, there are 14 in total. These skills are divided into 3 parts. The first part is basic skill. This is bare minimum skill that everyone should have. And they say it's for Oman, therefore it says Arabic. In case of India, you can relate it with any national language you feel is widely accepted. To my knowledge, in India, the widely accepted language is Hindi. So they say the basic skill, in addition to your native language or whatever, should be one of your widely accepted national language. Okay. And along with that, they say English is very important. So for all the Commonwealth countries today, English is considered to be very important. So reading in Arabic and English is considered to be a basic skill. And they found that most of the people, they lack this skill also. They are not able to read and they are not able to read English. In case of India, you can say that they are not able to read Hindi, they are not able to read English, or they are not able to read Tamil, and they are not able to read English. Writing in Arabic and English. And then mathematics is skill. Mathematics is not something which has to be known by some top people. I'm not talking about the algebra or geometrical or something. I'm just talking about the basic mathematics skills. So they've said that this is a basic skill. Then comes applied skill, which people should have, and that is creativity and innovation, whether they can think something new, whether they are able to create something new, whether they can be creative or not. What about critical thinking? Their analyzing ability, whether they are able to analyze in a proper way or not. Their problem solving ability, whether they are a problem solver or they are a problem creator. In majority of the cases, people find that people in the process of solving a problem, they create a problem. And why this happens, somewhere, one of the major reasons is effective communication, both oral and written. Some people, they think that effective communication means using high level of vocabulary. Whereas the real effective communication is that your listener or your audience should understand what you are trying to say. So actually the simple language is considered to be effective communication. That could be agenda for some other day, some other sessions, but effective communication is one of the applied skills that people are talking about today. Then most of the people, they find it very difficult to work in team. The moment they start working in team, it becomes more like a blame game. That you did not do this, I did not do this, I did this, you did not do this. So it becomes a kind of a blame game. They don't have the spirit of working in teams. Forget about the people, even the employer and employees, they need to be considered themselves as a team rather than having a boss and employee kind of relationship. So there's nothing like boss and followers. It's all about a teamwork and collaboration. Once you work as a team, you lead as a team. Then leadership, whether people are able to lead themselves. Forget about leading others. If you are, whether you are able to lead yourself or not, whether you are able to take decisions in your own life or not, whether you are able to understand what is good for you and what is bad for you, whether you have the ability to take initiative or you are you are active only once an instruction has been passed on to you. What about your flexibility and adaptability? I'm sitting here in Oman and there are many Indians who come to Gulf country to work, and unfortunately they fail because they are not flexible and they are not adaptable. When we go to any place, we need to leave our culture, our religion, our emotions, our background at that place. When we are going to a new place, we need to be mentally prepared that we have to adjust ourselves there and we have to work as per their environment. And that is something which is lacking in many of the people who come to Gulf countries. That might be happening once you are moving from one place to other place in India as well. So leaving your comfort zone, what happens is that the place where you are staying right now, it is your comfort zone. And once you have decided to leave your comfort zone, you need to be prepared that you have to be flexible and you have to be adaptable. Then the next issue comes, that is technical skills. And what is technical skills? Technical skills is, in case of Oman technical framework, they have said that now people should know about information and communication technology. It is must. No matter whether you are a mechanical engineer, no matter whether you are a pilot, no matter whether you are an accounting, whether you are a manager or whatever you are, you should know how to deal with ICT. So information and communication technology, we are not saying that you should know how to create apps, you should know how to create websites, but you should know how to use them in very simple words. Dealing with data and information, you need to know how to deal with data, how to interpret data. And one of the things which is now becoming very important, because now a lot of things are happening with media, especially social media, people should know how they are supposed to deal with media. That includes both the social media and the mainstream media. Why I'm talking about mainstream media? Because this is the era of fake news. You cannot trust the news channels blindly, because the way news were presented 20 years back, they were a source of information. They were just reading you, giving you the information that today an accident has happened, 2 people died. But today, what has happened is that news channels themselves have become an analysis center. So they don't give you just news, they also give you the analysis of it. And when they are giving you analysis, it is their interpretation which is imposed on you. So it is very important that people, instead of adopting somebody else analysis, which is most of the time, which is not approved by the experts, it is their own analysis, and those people are not expert of that field also. Those people having degree in journalism and mass communication and commenting on the aeronautical engineering, on the rocket engineering, rocket sciences, etc., is something which is unjustified. So what happens is that dealing with media is also very important, that people should understand how they are going to deal with media and how they are going to interpret it. So with these kind of things, let's get started. This is Oman Future Skill Framework. And let's get started about our main topic today, and that is what are the corporate world for tomorrow. So what is the future of corporate workplace that we are experiencing today? So the future which we are talking about, as the future is changing, it is becoming very difficult to identify what will happen in future, because many a time the technology that is used robustly today may get redundant or may get outdated in times to come. But what we are experiencing today, we can share and we can make use of it, so that we are at least prepared for present, so that we can say that we are prepared for tomorrow as well. So let's get started. The first thing is analytics. Today, the world is talking about analytics. There are so many, there are so many channels and ways that you can analyze things. For example, if you are running a channel, the people who are running this channel, for example, Business Rojgar, they must be knowing that they must be getting their analytical report every time, that how many subscribers they have, how many viewers they have, how many people who are viewing their channel have actually subscribed it, and what are the ways of transforming. So you need to take decisions based on the analytics. So normally, if you are looking for a marketing job, for example, you need to have a web analysis program set up. So you should know how to use the data of this analytics and how to use it for your own purposes. Now, there are some of the leading tools. They like Google Analytics, it's free. Adobe Analytics is partially free. There are certain features that you can use free of cost. There are certain premium features that requires you to buy it. But Google Analytics is free. And once you have the Google Analytics is free for you, what you can do is you can have any kind of analytics done without much hassle. So it gives you the data. All you have to do is that you have to just see whether you are able to make out some inferences from the data or not. The next thing is conversion optimization. Normally, as per one of the survey conducted, people are creating a lot of websites these days. It was resulted that 3% people coming from an online ad will fill out a website form. Only 3%. 97% people, they don't. So when you are having a conversion optimization, it can be doubled to roughly 6%. And although if you see the other part of it, that 94% people will still not fill out a form, but by adopting conversion optimization, you can do it. Now, what you do with conversion optimization? It is actually a practice where when people come to your website, they actually do what you want them to do. So you have to meet with their needs. You are actually targeting those people who have the need for you. Now, for example, if I'm running, let's say if I'm looking for job, if I'm looking for a job and then it pops a Business Rojgar, will get you job for future, prepare yourself for future. Now what will happen? Now person will think that this website is talking about my future. I need the job. So suddenly the need has been matched by Business Rojgar. So, and then this guy will come to this channel that he is getting a lecture for free. He will come to this channel and he will try to watch this video and he will see that whether he can do it or not. So now if Business Rojgar will ask him to register for this session, he will definitely register for it. He will not do anything else. He will register for this session. Okay. So now there are certain ways of doing it. There is a WordStream landing page grader, which is free. It helps you to identify who is doing what, who requires your things. And with this kind of technology, you can double yourself. Now the point is whether you know this kind of techniques or not. Now, I'm really happy the people who are running this whole program, they know the technology. It means they're skilled in that technology. And if tomorrow they look for a job in case, okay, they don't have to prove themselves. They'll say that I have been running this channel and I have conducted these many sessions on it. And I have been very successful in running these sessions. So people will understand that, okay, fine, these are the skilled people, let's hire them. The next thing which most of the people do is these days is email. The more when people ask you to email somebody, people they just email to everyone, and many a time what happens is that your email ID becomes blacklisted and reaches to your audience as a spam. So it doesn't go to their inbox; it goes to their spam. Now, why it is happening is because you are sending emails to people without their consent. Without their consent. Now, now the organizations are looking for people who can create a need in their customers. That customer will ask you that please send me. Customer will send you emails that please subscribe me. I want to subscribe to your channel. I want additional information about this one. I want to have content from you. I want to know more about your products. I want to know more about you. So what happens is that you are getting the permission and you are sending this information to your customers. Now, people, they need this kind of people who can create this kind of need in the customers. Okay. So there are some leading tools which you can learn and you can see that how you are going to use it. There is something called as MailChimp. There is Constant Contact. There is marketing automation program, which helps you through the inbuilt programs there. So this can help you in doing it. So get trained in this thing kind of things. So if you're not trained in this, there are high chances that you will write an email and you will be spamming people. Sorry. There is something called a search engine optimization. Now, search engine optimization works on a very simple principle that Google is the biggest and largest search engine in the world. Now, whether somebody, let's say you are running a business, let's say business Rojgar. Now, if somebody types business Rojgar on Google, technically it should be your website which should be popping up in the beginning. Now, what happens is that people, since they don't take care of the Google AdWords, many a times instead of their website, some other technology website goes there. Of course, Google asks charges money because it will be putting those people who have paid money to Google in the form of Google ads. But there are certain ways of optimizing yourself so that you can have your website searched in a better way. Now, what are those things? Try to have better keywords. So if you have better keywords, like if you are having a kind of listing content that you want Google to search. So the prominent feature in your website that you feel that if people will type this one, automatically will be getting searched. I was doing one consultancy for one of the travel and tourism company, and it was based in Bhutan. You must be knowing Bhutan is a country in the neighborhood of India. And they were asking me about name. So I suggested them that you keep the name as Why Bhutan. Why Bhutan, WHYY, Bhutan. Because when people they type these questions, what is Bhutan? Why Bhutan? Where is Bhutan? So what happens is that they are asking a question, but in the line of asking this question, your company will pop up there. So they will find out, they will try to read about you and they might come to you. So when somebody is writing why Bhutan, it means somewhere he's looking for an opportunity of visiting Bhutan. And when he is looking for an opportunity to visit Bhutan, in that process, what is happening is that he'll landing on a page which offers them a visit to Bhutan. So with this one, the optimization is high actually. Now, all these things can be tested through by way of a keywords, by way of ad copy, by way of offers, by way of website forms, and Google Analytics data and this CRM can help you. So through this one, again, the leading tools are Google AdWords, Bing, Yahoo, WordStream, WordTracker, BrightEdge. Try to see these things whether you know it or not, and then it will help you to grow and do a better engine search optimization. There's something called as remarketing these days, which we all must have experienced. Now, for example, you go on Make My Trip and you type flights from Delhi to Kolkata. And then you close Make My Trip and you go to Facebook. Suddenly you will find that Make My Trip ad that planning for Kolkata, hotels in Kolkata, flights for Kolkata, it will start emerging on Facebook as well. Why it is happening? It is because of remarketing. It is a very cost effective technique because it takes person directly to that place, that this guy, he searched from Delhi to Kolkata. It means he is interested to go to Delhi, from Delhi to Kolkata. He is looking for a flight. He might be interested in a hotel also. He might be interested in the whole travel plan. He might be interested to look for a good restaurants in Kolkata. So what happens is that okay, you don't end up paying money to all the channels. You are just paying money to those partners who help you in remarketing. So what it does is that it advertises only to the people who have expressed interest in you. So what happens in this case is that you are able to safeguard yourself from sending mails, messages to those people who are not interested in you. Only the people who are interested, they are your audience, and you are able to target them. So again, in this case, Google AdWord, remarketing, ad roll, perfect audience, these are some of the things which may help you. So if you are skilled in using this technology, these softwares, you are very highly employable in future. Then how can you forget about mobile phone? Because this tiny little thing is there in our hands all the time. And most of the things that we have just talked about, whether it is email, whether it is Google Apps or whatever, all these things helps you to, to get connected to the whole world. And the way you use a mobile phone, because it's a mobile device, which offers you to be connected with the whole world anytime, anywhere. You don't have to open your laptop all the times. Your mobile is right there with you. And if you know how to use the apps and softwares through your mobile phones and connecting to the world and trying to offer what your employers want, your employability will definitely increase. Now, people, they are looking for something like having dedicated app is considered to be a good strategy. So if you know how to create app, it can help you to get employable in future. Okay, not only the technical guys can create app, even the people like me and you who are from social sciences can also create apps. It's not a rocket science, but it just requires some sort of techniques and some sort of ideation, because the creativity part always rests on the part of the people who are in the creative team, and most of the people in creative team, they don't belong to the body of engineers and technocrats. There's something called as business automation these days, that you just put something and automatically it forms what you, okay. It says a fantastic tool. Now, for example, Google Forms. It knows that by Google Form, I want to have the list. So the moment you create a Google Form, automatically it will ask you that whether you want to create an Excel sheet of it, the spreadsheet. And the moment you click on that one, it will create an Excel sheet for you. And on behalf of you, it will keep on updating that Excel sheet also. You don't have to create a new sheet. So the way, what it does is that it has automated certain things. Now, for example, business automation, you go to a retail shop, you buy something, he will create your bill. But in the background, automatically your accounts are created. Your cash account, your cash book, your debit account, your supplier's account, your demand and supply, your stock maintenance, everything is done in the background. So that is automation, business automation. So what it does is that it helps you in case of marketing, for example. It can create analytics, online form, tracking people, what they want, personalized website content, email, managing emails, campaign, facilitating alignment of sales and marketing. All these things can be done by business automation. So there are some of the leading tools which if you learn, it will help you to get employed. For example, there's a very good software called as HubSpot. It's a very good platform that you can learn. There's something called as Acton, Infusionsoft, Marketo, Adobe Campaign, Oracle Eloqa, then Pardot, the Exact Target. So these are some of the tools. If you know these tools, what will happen is that you know business automation. Of course, this Tally and other things are also there. And certain organizations are there which create custom-made business automation platforms for organization. Like, for example, in my university, we have something called as Student Information System, SIS. So what I do is that whatever is the marks of the student, we put there. Whatever is his attendance, we put there. Now, automatically, this information goes everywhere. Nobody has to ask me. I don't have to submit any report. And it creates everything. The student knows his attendance, whether he has been marked present today or he has been marked absent, he will be knowing about it. What are his marks in my course? He'll be knowing about it. He doesn't have to wait for the result day. He can access that result right in SIS. Then the advisor of that students, they can track what is the position of their student. They don't have to ask the teachers that please tell me what is happening to my advisee. They don't have to ask. So what happens is that you have the whole analytics in front of you. Okay. And through that, you can create certain grade statistic, whether you can say whether this is performing better, bad, or whatever. So all those things are there stored in one program that is personalized, credit for our university, and it is working very brilliantly. Then how we can forget work from home? Right now, I'm sitting in my home right now, though in the background you must be seeing the building. That is my university building. But we are having an off for 4 days, so I'm working from home today. So work from home is going to stay. So you need to have a clear space in your place with proper devices. Uh, and there are many organizations today which want people to work from home. They don't want to get them into offices. One of my friend, whenever I call him, he's always in his village and he's sitting. I said, you are working in a company in Delhi, I believe. He said, but I'm working from work from home. I said, for how long? He said, for almost 3 years now, working from home. So he doesn't have to go there. Sorry. So he said that he doesn't have to go anywhere. He can sit right in his house and he can do things right sitting in his hometown, which is actually good. So now what is happening is you don't have to migrate. Right sitting in your village or in your hometown, you can do something. Okay, you can do something. You are able to save on rent because you are living in your own house. You don't have to go Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Chennai to look for employment and look for accommodation. You can focus on your family. You can have a good balanced life. So there are companies even in America, even in Gulf also, which are hiring people on work from home basis that you don't have to come. The companies don't have to spend money on your visa. They don't have to spend money on anything. Money will come to your account every month. So people are now looking for those kind of people also. I'm not saying that all the companies are looking, but people are preferring those kind of people as well. And there are a lot of short-term assignments which are now coming up. So one thing which I want to say here is that work from home is going to stay. Okay. There are benefits of it. Even if you live in the same city, you are saving time in going to your office and coming back. So if you can tell to your employers that you have a dedicated space in your house from where you can focus on work from home, from where you have proper devices, proper network, because what work from home requires is a good device and proper internet connection. So if you have these two things, if you can ensure these two things are there are high chances that employer will be interested in you, because employer knows that even if this guy cannot join immediately, he cannot resign from his job right now, he can at least work for us part-time, and they can have this kind of agreement with you. So work from home is here is to it is going to stay. Now, most of the people are talking that this guy has come and he's just talking about technology, why we are doing it, what things are there. So I must take you back into um, the pre-COVID era where we were not aware about these kind of platforms. So we all were unknown about Zoom and other things. Then it was imposed on us, be it by way of our employers, be it by way of our educational institutions. It was imposed that you need to develop yourself. Please learn how to use Zoom, learn how to use Google Meet. So what we did, we entered into a community. We entered, we had a lot of resistance. We did not want it to work this one. We faced a lot of problems also, but we had helpers from the environment who were helping us. Be it your IT department, be it your friend who is slightly more techno savvy or somebody. So we had these kind of things happening. We had resistance, we had problems. Then we had issues. And when we had all of these, we had revolutions as well. We say, aha, okay, so this is the software. Let us use this software for even better things. And then you started organizing, you started looking into the opportunities that you can do with the softwares. Suddenly, YouTube got a boom. Suddenly, Zoom got a boom. Suddenly, Google Meet got a boom. The people who used to organize conferences once in a year, they started conferences every month. There are some of the very active people, they are now doing webinars almost on everyday basis. There are now people who are sitting right in their home and they're conducting sessions all around the world. There are some of the very specific, some of the brilliant teachers in the world. I mean, in India, they have emerged just because of this online tools. So it has given the rewards, and once you saw the reward, it started getting changed. And once it has changed from unknown, you transform yourself to the known person. So when I talk about this technology and when I talk about embracing this technology, I'm asking you to get into a community which is unknown to you right now. There will be problems, there will be resistance, there will be issues, but there will be revolutions as well. It is going to make your life easy. And then you will see that the opportunities that is going to offer you is abundant. And with opportunities, you will be able to get a lot of rewards. And with those rewards, there will be positive changes in you. And from the unknown community, you will be getting to a known community. So this was my session. Just a moment. So from an unknown community, you will be getting to a known community. So as my final words here, I need to say just three things: that we need to welcome international competition, we need to use technology wisely, and we need to be more social responsible. We need to be more socially responsible. So with this, the technology, globalism, and social responsibility, and all these things, my sincere gratitude and thank you to all of you. I have mentioned my email ID here in case anyone wants to get in touch with me in future or for any sort of collaboration. I'm more than happy to help you out. I'm a bit lazy in responding to your mail immediately, so be patient with me. I'll be responding to your mail in a day or two, but don't expect an immediate response from my side. So with this, my session comes to an end. Thank you so much, organizers, for giving me this lovely opportunity. And over to you, organizers, if everything is well.
Thank you so much for this very nice session, sir. If you have any question, you can ask.
Do people have any questions?
I think no one have any questions, sir.
That's great. Means everybody has understood whatever I said.
Thank you so much, all the participants, for your active participation. Let me inform to all that this complete session will be available on our Business Rozgar YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it again or want to share it to somebody, please do visit the Business Rozgar YouTube channel. Thanks. And last but not the least, thank you, Dr. Shad Ahmed Khan sir, for taking out time for session. With your permission, I would like to end today's session here. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Goodbye, everyone.